Hey Lakeview artists, Mrs. Birnbaum here. I miss you all and I hope everybody's doing really well. Today I'm going to show you how to make your out of the box picture. Here we go. To begin, you're going to need a white piece of paper and a pencil. We're going to start with the open three-dimensional box first. I recommend holding your paper vertically so that you have enough room for your box at the bottom and you'll have enough room for that rainbow that's gonna shoot out of the box later. So here we go. What you're gonna do is you're gonna start by drawing a horizontal line on your paper. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn that horizontal line into the front of the box. What I want to do is I just want to create a rectangle shape, and I'm using a kind of line that we've talked about in art class called a feather line. Feather lines help me draw really lightly, and it's kind of like you're using your pencil like it's a paintbrush. You want to make sure that you're drawing nice and light in case you need to make changes or overlap things later. What you're going to do next after you do the front of the box is I want you to create the back of the box. And this is going to be a little tricky, but we're going to kind of break it down and make it easier. Create two vertical lines at the top of the box and close off that area to make a shape by adding a horizontal line. So this is the front of the box, this is the back of the box. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to make a diagonal line from here to here. And I'm going to make a diagonal line connecting that back part with that front part. And you can see that the box is forming already. Now to create this box and give it this like cardboard box illusion, like it has a closable lid, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a diagonal line right here and a diagonal line right here going up. And I'm gonna, again, close off that area. This part is pretty tricky. So this would be like the flap at the top of the box. I'm gonna do the opposite on the other side. I'm gonna make a diagonal line right here. And I'm gonna make a diagonal line right here, again, very lightly in case I need to make changes later. And I'm gonna close off that shape. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's okay if they're not equal on both sides. I mean, it's very possible that if you're opening a box, one flap would be, lower down, one would be raised up a little bit. It doesn't really matter. Now to kind of finish the shape off, I'm going to create the front flap of the box. For the front flap of the box, what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend this diagonal line right here, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to extend this diagonal line right here. And then I'm going to connect those diagonal lines together to create the front of the box. After you've drawn that front portion of the box, don't forget to erase the parts that you don't need. The front portion of the box obstructs this part, so I don't need those showing. It'll look a lot better if you take a minute and erase those items. When you're done drawing your box, you're ready to do the rainbow. And the rainbow is going to look like it's kind of busting on out of the box. And the composition is your choice. You're going to have to be creative here. You're going to have to figure out, do I want my rainbow to be flowing up out of the box in a wavy line? Maybe you want your rainbow to break into zigzag lines coming out of the box and going to the edges of your paper. Maybe your rainbow is liquid and it's spilling out of your box and it's falling on the floor beside the box. You can be as creative as you would like to be. It's always a great idea to start in pencil first, but if you're feeling super brave, feel free to start right away with coloring supplies. I think I'm gonna live a little dangerously today and I'm gonna start right away with coloring supplies. The only problem with that is, can you erase? Nope. You can use markers as coloring supplies, you can use crayons, you can use colored pencils, you can even use paint if you choose to. It's up to you, you're the artist, do your best, and feel free to look at the examples on Google Classroom for ideas on how to arrange your rainbow. After you're done creating your rainbow, to make the box look a little bit more defined, it's always a great idea to use a black marker, black crayon, or whatever you have available to outline the box. After you're done outlining, and again, it's optional if you want to actually outline the rainbow or not. It's your choice. It's whatever you think would look the best. At the end, you're welcome to add some shading. If this was a real box, the inner part of the box might have a bit of a shadow. So with my pencil, I'm going to lightly shade inside the box so it looks a little bit deeper. You can do this with a graphite pencil like I'm doing. You can do this with a black colored pencil if you have one. If you actually want to color the box in, you're welcome to do that too. Maybe you want to color the box in and then shade it. It's really your choice. I'm going to leave mine white though, just so that the color focus is really on the rainbow. Now if you want to make a shadow underneath this flap of the box, you're welcome to do that, because in real life, if the box flap over here was open, there would probably be a shadow underneath it. Something that you can do to kind of soften your shading, and you can do this really lightly. You don't want to press too hard. But to soften it up a little bit, you can actually use your finger as a tool. And you can kind of smudge, if you're using a graphite pencil, to kind of soften the shadow, if that is your preference. Feel free to even make a shadow on the ground if you would like to. Do you have to? No, but feel free to make a shadow on the ground if you would like to. Feel free to add any other details in your picture that you would like to. If you have empty space in your picture, like I ended up with some empty space here, perhaps you want to write a message of encouragement, and you can hang your picture in a window as a symbol of hope. A lot of people have noticed rainbows around town. Feel free to include your rainbow coming out of the box as one of those pictures, and you can hang it on display for your neighbors. I hope you had fun making your out-of-the-box rainbow picture. I'll see you guys next time.